Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, glory, honor, and thanksgiving to Yahweh Bahasham, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Alright, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. So your brother Shema Yallah. Just want to do a quick lesson on why the body of Yahweh Shai did not see corruption. Okay, so let's start out here with Psalm 16, verse 10. It says, "For thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption." Alright, so the Holy One is talking about the Son of the Most High. Alright, Yahweh Shai. He didn't see corruption. The corruption pretty much is going into, I believe, his body, when he was laid in the sepulcher. Alright. But let's see why his body, didn't see corruption. Let's get into John chapter 6. Alright, verses 31 to 35, because when you understand who Yahweh Shai is, he's the bread of life. Alright. So this is John 6 verse 31. It says, "Our fathers did eat manna in the desert, as it is written, he gave them bread from heaven to eat." It says, "Then Yahweh Shai said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven, but my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven, and giveth life unto the world. Then said they unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst." So pretty much Yahweh Shai is telling you he's the bread of life. Alright. Now what you want to understand is, when he's saying he's the bread of life, you gotta kind of pretty much take it back to where our fathers ate manna in the desert. Okay? And this is how you're going to understand how the Lord's body did not see corruption in that sepulcher while he was laid in there during the Sabbath. Alright? This is Exodus 16 verse 13. It says, "And it came to pass that at even the quails came up and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay round about the host. And when the dew that lay was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as small as the hoar frost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, It is manna. For they wist not what it was. And Moses said unto them, This is the bread which the Lord hath given you to eat." Alright. Now, I'm going to skip to verse 19. And I guess I'll probably read to verse 25. Okay. But pretty much, again, that manna is the manna that we ate, our fathers ate in the wilderness. Okay, so Yahweh Shai, he pretty much compared himself to that manna. But I want you guys to take notice of how this manna was pretty much what it was doing, what the condition of the manna was, on a regular work day as opposed to the Sabbath. Alright, this is Exodus 16 verse 19. It said, and Moses said, Let no man leave of it till the morning. Notwithstanding they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred worms and stank, and Moses was wroth with them. So this is what happened with the manna when they pretty much left it till the morning, which was on a regular work day. You know what I'm saying? 6 days you work, on the 7th day you rest. So when they left it until the morning, right, it bred worms and smelled. So that manna they left till the morning saw corruption. Okay, this is what happens when pretty much when a body is dead, when someone's dead and their body is pretty much starts to decompose, right? They start to breed worms in it, and it starts to smell like, I think when Lazarus was dead for 4 days, and after Yahweh Shai called him forth from the grave, he still had his his grave clothes on, and he smelled. All right. Well, let me try to find that real quick. All right. So like I said, when your body sees corruption, pretty much starts to breed worms and smell. Okay, and this is what happened with Lazarus. He didn't breed worms, but Most High willing, he did. The scriptures don't really go into that, but I just want to bring up what happened with Lazarus. You know what I'm saying? Because pretty much just like the manna that bred worms in the desert and started to stink, the same thing happened with the body of Lazarus. All right, this is John chapter 11, start at verse 38. Yahweh Shai therefore again groaning in himself cometh to the grave. It was a cave, and a stone lay upon it. So you see, Lazarus, he wasn't buried in the ground either. See, he was laid in a sepulchre like Yahweh Shai above the ground. You know what I'm saying? It says, Yahweh Shai said, take ye away the stone. Martha, the sister of him that was dead, saith unto him, Lord, by this time he stinketh. You see? Just like the manna. For he had been dead 4 days. You see what I'm saying? So again, this is what it means when your body sees corruption, or when it said in Psalm 16 verse 10. All right, your body's not going to see corruption. The body of Yahweh Shai would not see corruption. Well, that's what it means when your body does see corruption. And you start to decay. Your body starts to smell. You start to breed worms. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't happen with Yahweh Shai. And pretty much, I don't think it happened with Lazarus either. Yahweh Shai came just in time for the worms to not start to, consume them. You know what I'm saying? Psalm 16 and 10 again, for thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption. So this is what happened. Yahweh Shai's body did not see corruption. It did not start to decay. It didn't start to smell or anything. Alright, and I'm going to continue on and show you why. Alright, this is, let's go back to Exodus. Exodus 16, verse 19. It says, and Moses said, let no man leave of it till the morning. Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred worms and stank, and Moses was wroth with them. Now just keep in mind what I brought out earlier in John chapter 6, how Yahweh Shai, he's the bread of life. So there's a comparison, there's a cross-reference here taking place with the manna that our fathers ate and what Yahweh Shai is comparing himself with. You know what I'm saying? So let's pull up another precept on that bread and worms. Just prove to you that that's actually talking about your body. As it was talking about the manna, it's also talking about Yahweh Shai, and also the body of those who will suffer torment in the last day, in the day of judgment. This is Judas 16 verse 17. It says, woe to the nations that rise up against my kindred. The Lord Almighty will take vengeance of them in the day of judgment, in putting fire and worms in their flesh, and they shall feel them and weep forever. Okay? So this is what is going to take place for those who will actually see corruption when the last day, when the day of the son's return, the day of judgment. He's going to put fire and worms in their flesh, and they shall feel it and weep forever. Okay? So they're going to see corruption. The wicked will see corruption. Alright? So this is what it's talking about when pretty much when the manna bred worms and stink. Alright? That's what the corruption is. Alright, let me continue on. This is verse 21. It said, and they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating, and when the sun waxed hot, it melted. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for one man. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. And he said unto them, that is that which the Lord hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today, and seethe that ye will seethe, and that which remaineth overlay up, for you to be kept until the morning. Now I want you to take notice at what happens with this manna after they gather it, twice as much on the day of preparation, and then on the Sabbath they leave it until the morning. You just take notice at the condition of this manna. Alright? After they leave it until the morning, it says, verse 24, Exodus 16, verse 24. And they laid it up until the morning, and Moses bathed, and it did not stink, as Moses bathed, and it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein. You see? Now why is that? It says, verse 25, and Moses said, eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto the Lord. Today ye shall not find it in the field. Okay, you see? So this is why the manna did not breed worms or smell. Alright? Because it was on that Sabbath morning. Okay, when the manna was left out until the Sabbath morning, after they had gathered it on the 6th day, the day of preparation, okay, it did not smell, and it didn't breed worms. It didn't see corruption on that Sabbath, because that was the day of rest. Okay, so when the Sabbath is commencing or taking place, pretty much the whole Sabbath is hallowed. So during that time, there's no corruption taking place. You pretty much become rejuvenated, and your youth is restored. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a day of rest. Alright? So that Sabbath is really, it's a special time, man, where you can actually restore your youth. Let me read something. This is a PowerPoint I did on how Yahweh Shah didn't die. Alright, but he actually laid his life down. Alright, but I want to read something here. It says, notice the time he did these things in an orderly manner, so the sequence of events could manifest in a timely fashion. If Yahweh Shah waited for death, it could have come too late or too soon. That's how you know even more that he gave up his spirit, because if the timing was off enough for him to not be buried or laid in the sepulcher, rather, that's what actually happened. Okay, before the Sabbath, he would have broken the law and caused others to do so, and the whole ritual would have been incomplete. Right? So we understand, based on scriptures, that the Lord, right before the Sabbath, he was laid in his sepulcher, so that as the Sabbath is going on, right, just like the manna that the children of Israel had left out until the morning, that manna would not see corruption. Alright, because Yahweh Shai, he was put in that sepulcher just in time before the Sabbath. So as he was laying in that tomb, his body, alright, his body would not see corruption. Okay, it would not decay. There would be no worms to breed in it, and it would not smell. Alright? So this is why the scriptures tell you in Psalm 16 and 10, His Holy One, the Holy One is not going to see corruption. Okay? Now you gotta understand as well, when he was out of his body, he descended into hell. So neither his soul or spirit was in his body. Alright? This is Psalm 18 verse 14. The spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity, but a wounded spirit who can bear? Right? So we understand that your spirit can sustain your wounds, right? If you can actually harness your spirit energy, you can heal yourself. But the point I want to make is that when Yahweh Shai was out of his body, he was in the grave, man. He was preaching to the captives in the grave, in hell. Alright? So it could not have been either his soul or spirit that was in his body to sustain or keep him from seeing corruption. Alright? It had to be that Sabbath, you know what I'm saying, that kept him from seeing corruption, just like the manna that the children of Israel left out on the Sabbath. Okay? So this is just basically a witness to the Sabbath day, and how this is actually a time where you step into eternity and you can actually, rejuvenate, restore yourself if you keep the Sabbath, man. But my point is, he didn't see corruption because of this. The Sabbath was a time period where you don't see corruption. Alright? What else I wanted to bring out? Yeah, this is Luke 23 verse 50. And behold, there was a man named Joseph, a counselor, and he was a good man and just. The same had not consented to the counsel and deed of them. He was of Arimathea, a city of the Jews, who also himself waited for the kingdom of God. This man went unto Pilate and begged the body of Yahweh Shai, and he took it down and wrapped it in linen and laid it in the sepulchre that was hewn in stone, wherein never man before was laid. And that day was the preparation, and the Sabbath drew on. So you see, right before the Sabbath could come in, the body of Yahweh Shai was taken down and wrapped in linen and laid in the sepulchre, man. So we see here, the scriptures is showing you that he was actually put in that sepulchre before the Sabbath could come in. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, allowing his body to not see corruption. You know what I'm saying? For it to not decay or have, breed worms or smell. So then the women also, which came with him from Galilee, followed after, beheld the sepulchre and how his body was laid. And they returned and prepared spices and ointments and rested the Sabbath day according to the commandment. So that's proof right there, that the body of Yahweh Shai was laid in that sepulchre. You know what I'm saying? This is Matthew 6 verse 19. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Okay, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor dust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Okay? So clearly, based on the words of Yahweh Shai on earth, okay, you can see corruption. Because he's talking about your treasures that you lay up on earth. Because on earth is where moth and rust doth corrupt. Okay? But he's saying, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, which is the kingdom. The kingdom is the millennial Sabbath. Alright? The Sabbath that takes place after 6,000 years. In 7,000 years, you rest. That's what the 1,000 years where the elect are gonna rule and reign with Yahweh Shai. So he's pretty much telling you, lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt. So in the kingdom, nothing becomes corrupted. But I want to make the point that that kingdom is a millennial Sabbath. So just like the millennial Sabbath, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, the same thing is likewise with the regular Sabbath. When you actually, you know what I'm saying, partake and keep the regular Sabbath, you know what I'm saying, you step into a time of eternity where you're not going to see, corruption. Okay, moth or rust does not corrupt during that time. Okay, that's why I say you can actually stay youthful, all right, when you keep the Sabbath. You enter into his rest, man. It's the time period where you can remain immortal. Okay? Just want to bring up a scripture real quick, and I'll probably close out on that. Hold on real quick. Alright, let's go to Proverbs 12, verse 28. It says, "In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death." You see? In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. So the way of righteousness, alright, is the keeping of these laws and commandments. Because, basically you just brought out how you're not going to see corruption when you keep the Sabbath. Okay? Well, let's tie that in with Wisdom of Solomon. It says, "For righteousness is immortal." Alright? Smiley face at the end. Nah, I'm just joking. But it does look like one. You know what I mean? But the scriptures say for righteousness is immortal. Alright? So when you're in the way of righteousness, right, which is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. So when you're in the way of righteousness, you're in the way of immortality. You know what I'm saying? So keeping the Sabbath keeps you in an immortal state. Okay, you stay immortal like a god. You know what I'm saying? So this is a key to, or a secret to, the fountain of youth, what they call it. You know what I'm saying? These people, they come up with all these products talking about they discovered the fountain of youth. Well, the fountain of youth is here in the law. You know what I'm saying? Keeping that Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I'm going to close out. Say peace and blessings to the elect, and all praises, glory, honor, and thanksgiving to Yahweh, Bahashem HaMashiach Yahushai. Shalom.